This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Yates Flooring Center chat line is open, so is the Visual Edge IT hotline. That number is 806-771-0973. We get this. I don't know why we get this, but we get this. Good morning, gentlemen, and Chuck.
Well, you're like a saint. You're not a gentleman.
Oh,
You're a saint. Saint Chuck.
I didn't really take it like that. It's like, good morning, gentlemen, and oh yeah, here's Chuck over here with Sydney, Jugdish, Muhammad, and Clayton. So, high school basketball last night. We had a couple of games on the air on Sunny 97.7. The Friendship girls take down Midland Legacy last night, 49-26. They dispatched to them pretty easily, huh?
They did.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the boys, lose to the Liberty Patriots, 66-35. That's a little bit of a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, No, I wouldn't call it a surprise.
Okay.
Friendship boys are definitely down this year, unfortunately, and Liberty's. That being said, Liberty's talented. Man, they're a fun team to watch.
Well,
they get up and down the court, and they're athletic, and they can shoot it. But I like their athleticism more than their shooting ability. They're fun to watch. Mm-hmm.
I guess what I really meant by that was the fact that they lost by 31 is a bit of a surprise to me.
Again, Liberty's good, and Friendship's having a down year.
Okay. All right. I'll buy. I mean, you're there. I'm buying what you're selling.
Yeah.
It was.
I haven't seen the Friendship boys play a lot this year, but I've seen them. That's probably about the third time I've seen them play. Yeah.
Okay. Some other scores from last night.
They're losing all their players to Patton Pinkins is gone, and
sure,
what would have been their best player, Chase Campbell, coming back, is graduated early to go play football at Texas Tech. So,
right.
Yeah.
Idalou was a winner last night on the girls' side over Shallowater, 46-35. Also last night, Memorial from Friendship beat Estacado on the girls' side, 68-44. Lubbock High defeated Caprock, 47-44. And then also last night, Monterey was a winner over Coronado, 59-43. On the boys' side, Monterey beat Coronado, 74-59. And also last night, let's see, I gave you the Lubbock Cooper Liberty score over, and then Estacado on the boys' side beat Memorial, 76-48. Okay, so that gets you up to speed on some of that. We'll have the high school fan zone tonight on the air for you from 6 until 7:30. Lubbock High, Coronado, Friendship, and Cooper all coming to visit with Randy Rosetta tonight, and he'll update me as to who, what, where, and when is all coming in. So that we'll get to that as well. All right, so you got hoops tonight with Utah coming to town against the Red Raiders, who are coming off of a win over Colorado. 73-71, I think, was the final for that game. But what do you want to see tonight from the men?
Get off to a good start, and this time finish better.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's. What do you think? Do you think that Coach McCaslin would pretty much take it like that too? I mean, just put your foot on the gas the whole time, the whole game.
Yeah, we'll play the full 40 minutes.
Yeah. And it's
with a level of intensity, a bit of a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, and if you kind of waiting for that? You're ranked 15th. You've got Utah tonight. You've got a big game on Saturday with BYU. Tech is 12-4, 2-1 in the Big 12. You're 8-0 at home. Utah is 8-8 and 0-3. You certainly don't want to look past them, right? And look past them and go, hey, we got BYU coming up. Yeah, it's a big game for us, and let Utah come in here and, jack around and win a ball game.
I mean, they played to a 5-point game, Utah and BYU on Saturday.
Yeah, so there's no there's no easy night, right, in the Big 12?
I think some are easier than others.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't know that there's any just complete patsies.
What do you have any idea what you think is potentially the missing link, or is there a missing link with this team? Or have our expectations changed so much that it is hard to give them a little bit of forgiveness?
Here's the deal. I think that you're still ranked number 15 in the country. You're clearly a very talented basketball team. You've got two superstars who are really, phenomenal players, okay? High level players. But, with any good basketball team, but really any good team, football, whatever, I don't care what sport it is, if you look at them as like, hey, this team can win it all, right? You're talking about a team that's really good on defense, right? Defense wins championships.
Sure.
Okay. Well, would you say that we're, a really good defensive team?
No.
You wouldn't. And so we can look at the top 15 ranking. We can, look at our record and feel good about it, and look at the Duke game and feel great about that one. And there's a lot of things to feel good about, but I wouldn't guess most Red Raiders look at the team right now and say, yeah, this is a team that can win it all. Okay. And I think last year you could say that.
Mm-hmm.
Just one season ago, you could look at this team and go, man, they got the pieces. Offensively we're pretty good, and defensively, man, we're tough. And I don't think that you say that about this team. I feel like right now this team needs a little toughness, needs a little more of a motor on the defensive end of the floor. I think we've seen it get better, and so we're hoping to continue to see that. And so maybe 2-3 weeks from now, we feel differently. But right now, this doesn't look like a Final Four, Elite Eight caliber defense. It does on offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You may think completely differently than me. You're allowed to.
No, I've been concerned about how many points you've been giving up, which leads exactly to what you're talking about. You give up 80 points to Oklahoma State. You give up, 90 points to Northern Colorado. You give up 71 to Colorado. And your margin of victory is 10 points this year. It's just, a handful of buckets.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for This Day in Sports History. Today is Wednesday, January the 14th. With This Day in Sports History, here is Jeff McGuire.
Starting in 1951, the first NFL Pro Bowl. Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. American Conference beats the National Conference 28-27. Otto Graham was your MVP. He was the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
I think his number was 00.
Okay.
No, that was Jim Otto. I don't know. Go.
1973, Super Bowl 7 in L.A. Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California. The Miami Dolphins beat the Washington Redskins 14-7. Jake Scott, your MVP.
Otto Graham was number 60, so my apology.
Well, you got one of the two numbers,
Yeah,
right?
right. Mm-hmm. Jake Scott was, he became a kind of a outspoken political kind of guy, and kind of ran his mouth, and he was an MVP and finished up his career kind of dissident.
Okay.
1985, Martina Navratilova is the third to win 100 tennis tournaments. Can Jamie, as of 1985, because this has obviously gone up since then, can Jamie name the other two?
That won
100 tennis tournaments.
On the women's side.
Didn't say women's side, did I?
Okay.
So there's a clue.
I would go Novak Djokovic.
No, but in 85.
Oh,
As in 1985, she became the third.
Oh, okay, up to that point. Billie Jean King.
No. I was shocked on that one.
how
Arthur
about
Ashe.
Stan Smith?
Connors and Everett
Connors and Everett. Okay.
were the other two.
Okay.
1996. AFC Championship at Three Rivers Stadium. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Indianapolis Colts 20-16. The NFC Championship took place at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys beat the Packers 38-27.
That Colts game, Harbaugh almost threw
Colts? Oh, yeah.
the Colts.
I think of it as the Steelers game since they won.
Right, the Colts Steelers game, but Jim Harbaugh almost threw a Hail Mary at the end of that game in the end zone.
Well, he did throw a Hail Mary. He just didn't complete it.
Didn't complete it. Yeah.
He did his part. The guy didn't catch it.
Yeah, the guy didn't catch
The guy
it.
landed on his back, and the ball landed in on his belly, and then it just rolled off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dang close, though.
2016. Texas Tech men's basketball team comes out of their week-long finals break and dialed up a convincing 89-46 win over Nicholls State at the USA. Tech was fueled by Keenan Evans' 23 points and Justin Gray's first career double-double with 18 points and 11 rebounds. It is National Hot Pastrami Sandwich Day.
Yeah, I'm out.
I like a hot sandwich.
I like a hot sandwich. I just don't care for pastrami.
I definitely like hot sandwiches over cold sandwiches.
Happy birthday to former Red Raider wide receiver Kiki Kuti, 29 today. Jason Bateman is 57. Jason Bateman is 57. LL Cool J, 58. And Faye Dunaway is 85. And today could be our nation's birthday. I mean, we all know July 4th is the day we celebrate our nation's birth. But today, in 1784, the Continental Congress ratifies the Treaty of Paris, ending the War for Independence. In the document, which was known as the Second Treaty of Paris, because the Treaty of Paris was also the name of the agreement that had ended the 7 Years' War in 1763, Britain officially agreed to recognize the independence of its 13 former colonies as the new United States of America. And that is this day in sports history. So, happy birthday.
Kinda. This day in sports history. All right, thank you, Jeff. 6:50 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. This, Chuck, remember, the VP is a VIP, so we should keep the PC on the QT, because if it leaks to the VC, he could be MIA, and then we could all end up doing KP.
I appreciate a Good Morning Vietnam reference on the chat line on occasion. Well done, sir.
Yeah. Man, it's
in that case, the PC is a press conference.
Okay. What is
Since the VP, vice president, is such a very important person,
right,
we should keep the press conference on the QT on the quiet. Because if the VC, the Viet Cong, find out about it, he could go MIA, which is missing in action, and then they'd all be doing kitchen patrol.
Right. KP. Yeah. Right. That was never a good thing. How about the Tech softball team? I mean, this really comes as no shock, right? But still, I mean, when you get it, you get it. I mean, they're number one, in the first top 25 poll that was released yesterday. So, I mean, again, it's a team that played for a national championship last year and brings back its star pitcher plus a bunch of others. But D1 softball also announcing its list of top 100 players going into the year. And the Red Raiders have 6 names on that list, including Nigeri Kennedy. She was named the number 1 softball player by Softball America yesterday and has been in that spot most of her career. So yeah, they have, I would think, high expectations again this year.
Number 1 ranking, number 1 player, 3 players in the top 15. Yeah, I would say high expectations are
high expectations.
With that.
I don't know what else.
I I would say national championship or bust expectations.
Yeah. It's like if you don't get to the College World Series, it's a
this is going to sound ridiculous.
major disappointment.
Yeah, I think what I just said is ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
What's going to be the larger number? The number of players you have in the top 15 or the number of losses you have this year?
Yeah. Legitimate question.
It's crazy. Just kind of, of course things can happen, but you just knock on wood, right?
Sure. Yeah. But again,
And you still should be good.
You still should be really, really good, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like the point Jeff was making yesterday about the Texas Tech defense. You know, with what you had last year, and what you're bringing back, and then what you're adding to it, you're still going to be really, really good. And even last year's team, if you hadn't gotten a couple of guys, you still would have been really, really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck, I feel like I don't know that you can set the date per se, but you can start reaching out to people about the parade
You think so?
with that team.
I can kind of go down.
You can start asking questions at least.
Okay. So
Okay.
Who's going to be the grand marshal, and
Yep.
which direction is it going to go? Is it going to go east on Broadway or west on Broadway? I prefer it to go west on Broadway and into the Tech campus.
I mean,
But sometimes it goes east and ends at the Civic Center.
pound for pound, player for player, that might be the most talented team we've ever had on the Texas Tech campus compared to their opponents.
Yeah.
That might be the most just dominant, powerful, talented team we've ever had this upcoming softball season.
It would be hard to argue that. Yeah.
this team blows the chess team out of the water.
What about the meat judging team?
Gone. Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. All right. It's just,
They do. They still win national championships, but
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
with us today on the Morning Drive on Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com. Yates Warning Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline, both are open for your use today if you choose to use them. We'll have the high school fan zone tonight on 100.7 The Score. That's from 6 until 7:30. Lubbock High, Coronado Friendship, and Lubbock Cooper all appearing tonight on the high school fan zone. We'll have Red Raider basketball on the air for you tonight. They take on Utah. The broadcast time is at 7. The tip time is at 8 o'clock. I don't know all the particulars. I just know that they're doing this, okay? And I think it's cool that they're doing it. And the way that it worked last night was it was after the game, but you can get your picture taken with the Big 12 trophy.
Oh, that's cool.
Last night and then tonight as well.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
it'll be set up on the concourse. And again, I don't know all the particulars and details with regard to it, but I saw one couple that had their picture taken with it, and that's cool. So I'm glad that they're doing that. I mean, it's good to celebrate success, and I see this. So last night it was, and I'm going to assume it's going to be there tonight. It says at the top of section 119 after the game at United Supermarkets Arena. Okay.
Awesome.
So be
That's
looking.
very cool that they're allowing folks to do that.
Be looking for that tonight if you'd like. Okay. Here is Coach Grant McCaslin. He was asked yesterday, and he's had time to think about this. Here's his takeaways from the second half of the near collapse against Colorado.
Two things. One, the workload on Christian being severe, it wore on him as the game went on. And so that's where I think two things I took away from that Colorado game is if teams are going to try to take Christian out of the game, how do we continue to grow the team in a way that we distribute and create advantages? And that's where Lawan's so pivotal. And the composure level, once it gets out of Christian and JT's hands, what's the composure level and grit in these tight games against great teams? Not against teams that you can overpower, but where they can match the physicality and effort at different positions. How do create an expectation and composure with when it gets into other people's hands. And I thought Don was tremendous in the game.
So you had Christian Anderson played 40 minutes against Colorado. Again, right. And then you had Jalen Petty played 35. Donovan Atwell played 35. JT Toppin, 31. Lawan Watts, 33. I mean, you're playing your guys a ton of minutes. I mean, Christian Anderson for the season, this is through 16 games, is averaging 38 minutes a game. That's too much.
It feels, I mean, Christian Anderson is an elite athlete, but it feels like, I don't know, I just worry a little bit that he'll wear down as the season goes along.
I mean, it'd be great if you could spell him just a little bit. Toppin is at 33.7 minutes a ball game, and Atwell's over 32 minutes. So you got, three guys that are over 32 minutes, and then two that are at 28. Petty's at 28, and so is Lawan Watts at 28. So, I mean, obviously, if you could get a couple of your guys back, like Bamboye and Mario Quintock, and he played
that's
3
not
minutes.
going to help Christian Anderson.
I know. You're right, and I guess, but just getting some more guys in the rotation, I guess you need to get Tyree Bryan in there a little bit more. He played 15 minutes the other night. But boy, you're sure expending your guys, and when you're playing those teams like the Houstons, the Arizonas, the BYU, I mean those rosters seem to be a little bit deeper, and their players are going to be a little bit fresher going down the stretch.
Yeah, you would wonder or worry that would be the case if you continue to play the minutes that you're playing. I understand in the big games that, those close games, and even, for example, the Saturday night against Colorado, close game down the stretch, you got to play them all of those minutes. I think the question that I have, and others have asked too, I'm not the first one that's asking it, is, and in the games that have been more blowouts, why hasn't Christian gotten more time off? Mm-hmm. But it just goes to show you how much respect Coach McCaslin has for Christian, and how much confidence he has in, hey, we need this guy on the floor. This is not a situation of, oh, hey, this is little dribblers. Johnny works hard in practice too. We need to give him some minutes. Right. No, this is not about somebody else. It's about Christian being ready for the stretch.
Yeah.
And JT Toppin too. But you're just not a super deep team. Coach McCaslin is not a guy that uses his bench a ton. He rolls with his starters, and it's always worked for him. And I mean, that's just kind of his style. And so, you just hope one of those guys doesn't get hurt or doesn't, because of all the wear and tear, just get worn down, so to speak. But again, it's a style that's worked for Coach McCaslin for years and years. So, it's not that much different than it was last year.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to. Like, in some leagues you have to play everybody a quarter,
No, there's
none of that going on here.
It's, well, other guys got to step up, right? Right,
yes.
If you want Christian Anderson to get some time on the bench, somebody has to jump up and give Coach McCaslin the confidence to play him in those minutes.
Mm-hmm. Here's something that could be a concern as you're moving forward. And you're only 3 games in, so these Big 12 numbers don't mean a whole lot yet, but there's going to be some tendencies that are going to start to come up. Texas Tech so far, through 3 Big 12 games, has scored 120 points in the first half and 120 in the second half. Your opponents have scored 96 in the first half and 124 in the second half. So again, it's not, you're only 3 games in. It's just, does that number continue to grow?
Yeah.
Does that number continue to grow in the second half?
And is that because the team's wearing down?
Right.
In the second half of games.
Right.
Are they exhausted?
Right. And then, other than that, it's just like, okay, can you just play a little bit better defense, kind of lock in, so to speak, all those things that you want to hear. 7:23 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Got the game tonight against Utah. It's a 8 o'clock tip time. And then Saturday night, it's a 7 o'clock tip against BYU. And that, I would think the students are back. Today's first day of school, Jamie.
Okay.
For the kids that go to school. I mean, I don't know how many actually go into the buildings anymore, or they're just, sit in their rooms and, go to school that way, via the computer.
I think the large majority do, Chuck.
Still go to the classroom?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hopeful.
You hang around a basketball team, it might be a little bit different for them, but I think the regular students, I think, go to class more.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. I mean, they've built all these nice buildings over there and got classrooms and, lights and PCs and all those kinds of things decked out,
Yeah, I think my daughter who's in college is, basically like one a year is online. Majority of hers, almost the full majority is going to.
See, I was fearful class. It was more the other way. It was swinging the other way, where just get up, have your jammies on, and go to the kitchen and turn on the old PC, and there's your prof. Right
you act
there.
like students didn't wear jammies to class anyway.
Oh my gosh. Man, what a trend I would like to see changed. Oh my goodness.
I mean, even at the airport or just going to the
But that was happening when I was in school too.
Yeah.
Man, and not just kids.
No, it's the adults too.
Oh my gosh, and your Crocs. Oh my goodness, you wear me out.
I don't have any Crocs.
Crocs and pajamas at the grocery store. That's another thing. Bothers me way more than it should.
Okay. Somebody says this, the Big 12 trophy is right outside the Citibank conference room, south side of the arena. All right, thank you very much.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Okay, gentlemen, pretty straightforward, simple question for you about Red Raider basketball today. It's actually 2 questions. I want you to tell me the guy on the Red Raider basketball team that's been better than you expected and the guy that you expected a little bit more from.
Better than expected. Man. And it's funny because with the guys that you brought in and what you reportedly paid them, I mean, you had high expectations for everybody, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be newcomers.
Yeah,
it could be returners.
I think I had pretty high expectations for Lawan Watts, and he's at 13.3 points a ball game. He's averaging 28 minutes. I think he's progressing. And then the follow-up was the one that hasn't met your expectations. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
So you expected a little bit more.
Expected a little bit more. Maybe it's a couple guys that I look at. One, I thought you'd get a little bit more out of Leon Horner. He's at 11 minutes a ball game and averaging 3 points a game, but I was hopeful that you'd get more out of Luke Bamboye, but he's been hurt, so that's really not his fault. He got hurt. Mm-hmm. But he hasn't given you what you were hopeful for yet because he got hurt. So I'm going to go with Bamboye and Lawan Watts.
Okay.
I think Watts is the right answer for better than what you thought. I don't know what I thought about him coming in and what I was expecting, but it feels like it's better than what I expected for what we've gotten out of him, especially in the last few weeks or so, that I feel like he's kind of turned that corner. I hate to say this, for a guy I thought we'd get more out of, JT Toppin. I mean, yes, he's been good. Yeah, he's your second leading scorer on the team, but I don't feel like he's living up to the Big 12 Player of the Year and the returning Big 12 Player of the Year kind of play this year so far. And I know it's because he's getting double-teamed and they're forcing the issue, and I get that. Big 12 Player of the Year should be able to overcome that a little bit more than I feel like he has. Christian Anderson has also played really well, so that's helped him not have to carry the load, but if you demand, you need to be the man. And I feel like Christian Anderson's been the man.
Okay, it's very interesting because you just expectations of a guy are different from guy to guy. And so one guy like JT Toppin, who's leading the team in scoring, 20.6, you could say, yeah, I expected him to be better, even though he's been great, And another guy who might be scoring 3 points a game, you're like, man, I didn't think we were going to get anything out of him. So he's been, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
sure,
expectations change things.
Yeah.
Okay. I think JT's been about what I expected. Okay. So he's not my answer there. First off, the one that I think has been better than I expected is Christian Anderson. I expected Christian Anderson to be good. I think Christian Anderson is one of like the best 10 or 12 players in the country. Okay, I think he's. He's shown whether it's the 2 guard or the shooting guard, he's good. He can be good at both. Okay, now I think Coach McCaslin has to figure out if these teams continue to try to get the ball out of Christian's hands, how you're going to get the ball back in his hands. Okay, if they're going to continue to double him and force it out. But I think he's been even better than I expected. I expected him to take a step forward. But, man, he's fantastic. He is fantastic. So I think Anderson's been even better, even though he was great to begin with, okay? The guy that I feel like I expected more from is Tyree Bryan. You're getting about 5 points a game from him. He started the year in your starting lineup. I expected him to be a much bigger factor. I mean, he's losing his minutes to the freshman Jalen Petty, who was just added, who was added really late to this team, okay? And so I would have expected the veteran to kind of hold that spot, but he hasn't. And I thought he would be a guy that would be closer to probably his numbers more, maybe not quite as good as Atwell's, but a 9 or 10 point per game score instead of a 5 per game score.
Okay. Yeah, I can see what you're putting down there.
And I agree with your point on the big man Bamboye. I mean, it's hard to. Yes, we expected more from him. He's only played in 7 games, but it's hard to knock him because he's hurt.
Yeah. The thing about Toppin is, he's averaging a double-double. The 20.6 and the 11 rebounds.
I would not say he's been disappointing at all. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is that the free throw shooting is where you go, okay, man.
Yeah, his outside.
Can you solve that problem? And then,
especially for a guy who shoots so many free throws. It's important for him to improve on that. Yeah.
He leads you in free throw attempts with 73, and he's got 35 makes. He's at 48%. And if he was just a little bit better, of course, you go back to last year, go back to the Florida game, just hit some free throws.
Well, what was he last year? I feel like he was much better last year.
And the other thing too is he's 4 of 27 from beyond the arc. So that's, and in Big 12 play, he's only taken 4 3-point attempts, and Big 12 play, he's 5 of 7 from the free throw line. So keep doing that. Shoot 71% from the free throw line. You can live with that, especially when you've been hitting about 48%.
Now, if he was shooting 71% from the free throw line, he'd be averaging 3 more points a game.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's
it's hard to sit here and be critical of JT.
It is, because
he's been so good. He probably is, the front runner for Big 12 Player of the Year.
You would think. Okay, so last year, Toppin was 92 of 136 from the free throw line, so that was 68%.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah,
massive.
And in Big 12 play, he was 56 of 80, 70%. So, and from the 3-point line, he was 12 of 38 in Big 12 plays. It's 32, and then for the year, he was 33. He was 18 of 55. So he's not shooting outside the arc and from the free throw line anywhere near what he was a year ago.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie's theme song. Climb Every Mountain.
Climb Every Mountain. Okay, gotcha.
Does she also? Is there a verse in there where she said you can find him at every Big 12 ballpark?
No, unfortunately, no. She did not discuss baseball in The Sound of Music.
Is that? Oh, that's who is that? Julie Andrews or?
No, that's the Mother Superior or whoever it was singing to Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, good morning. Jamie, Jeff, and I here this morning on the morning drive. We're off to a great 8 o'clock hour start. We were going to be so much better today. And here we are off to a rousing.
We already have Jamie laughing at the top of the 8 o'clock hour.
We have Jamie laughing. That's good. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. This, Chuck, I'd leave my job today for $1 million. Really?
$1 million doesn't go as far as you used to.
Right. Then I think you may want to up the ante there a little bit.
Now, your level of dealing with some of the garbage at work drastically can change. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that just leaving work would be a good idea at that point.
Chuck would interview at other jobs just to get extra business cards and handshakes. I couldn't tell you the last time I interviewed for a job. It's probably been the last time when I came here almost 30 years ago. I don't know what that says about me. Nobody's really sought me. That's the thing, it's like nobody's really come after me, and said, hey, we'd like to talk to you about joining our organization. Not that I'm looking to go anywhere, and there's really nowhere for me to go, but nobody's called me and said, hey, would you be interested in?
I think that was real slick how you did that. Keep it on the down low. Don't let anybody know that you got other suitors out there. That was real good.
I don't know.
Real good talk, Chuck. Good talk.
I've not had anybody.
You have us completely fooled. We're bamboozled over here.
Bamboozled.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no. Nobody said, hey, we're thinking about doing this. Let's see. We get this power hour. Lock in, boys. It's the power hour. Somebody wants to know, was that the original of Climb Every Mountain?
As far as I know. It's not from the play. It's from the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, The Sound of Music has been playing since,
end of time.
Pretty much. Right after AD started, right?
Yeah, right. Pretty much end of time. Mr. B says that MJ sung it when he was 5 at a school function. Are you aware of that?
I did not know that.
Or is that maybe some just sarcasm there?
I have no idea.
My Mr. B.
I have no clue.
Some of these people, I'd really like to meet, some of these folks. Like, Gordo. Like I'd like to meet the great Gordo.
I'm not sure he's a real person.
Okay.
I think he may be AI generated.
Mm-hmm. Mr. B, I finally met Eric on Wheels. I've met him a couple of times, and I finally understand the genesis of Eric on Wheels. So anyway, some of these folks, I enjoy meeting them, enjoy talking to them. I met a morning drive.
Are some of them that you don't?
That I don't enjoy meeting? No, I'm not.
You said some of these folks I enjoy meeting.
Well, because
that insinuates that there's some that you don't.
Generally, I've never had anybody kind of berate me, when I've met them, which is nice. That's
that's only after you get to know Chuck that you can berate him.
Yeah,
right. That goes.
Hey, okay, so this was interesting to me. You have picked up a quarterback since we last spoke. As you picked up a backup quarterback from
Tulsa.
From Tulsa, yeah. And so he's going to be competing with everybody, for the backup spot until I guess Will Hammond gets healthy. His name is Kirk Francis. He played at Tulsa. He's got 2 years left. On 3 reporting this. He played in 18 games for the Golden Hurricane. He started 12 of them, 270 of 462, 58.4%, 3,000 yards, passing, 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So, you got quite a few on your roster. Lloyd Jones III, you got Stephen Cannon, Holden Phillips, and then Will Hammond, who's going to be recovering from a knee injury. My guess is that Hammond's not going to be available for the first part of the season. And it'll be interesting to see how what they can. I guess he's used his redshirt year, so hopefully Will can get himself recovered and be available if necessary.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that he's going to be ready at the beginning of the season.
No. But I mean, maybe
I don't think you would have brought in another quarterback
October,
if that was the case.
Yeah, but you would. Do you think they would have still brought in Sorsby if Hammond was completely healthy?
That is a great question, Chuck. Great question.
Because
I mean, the Will Hammond that you last saw, the 2025 season, and you're putting together this roster, and you feel like you've turned over every stone and all the above. You've done everything you can to set this team up to win. I think the coaching staff would tell you, yep, we were all on board 100% with Will Hammond. I don't know if I was. Okay? I don't know if I was. I think that would have been a tough decision for them to make. It feels like okay, let me ask you this. Are you a better football team now with Brendan Sorsby on your roster than you would have been with a healthy Will Hammond?
I think you are.
I think you're a big step better.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah, Will Hammond may get there, but what we saw last year, he's not there yet.
Yeah. No, I think you are. I think you're exponentially better.
It would have been, and that's where we get into this. Really, I mean, the really hard decisions that these coaches have to make now. Of, hey, this kid signed with us. He played, or he was here for a redshirt year. He's now played a season or two, whatever, depending on the player. It's his turn. Nope, we're going to bring somebody else to start in front of him, and that's got to be tough to do. That's got to be tough to do. But that's the way of college sports now. That's the way of college sports. And a lot of people thought you should have done that with, Carson Beck or somebody else last year with Baron Morton. And just the emotional, sentimental side of me of like loving Baron as a Red Raider and a longtime legacy guy, I'm just like, no. But that's the hard decision that college coaches have to make now.
Yeah, it's just this big old-time business decision now.
Yep.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.